Welcome back. You're watching NDTV Profit. The markets are absolutely stable with the Nifty above the 7900 level. We've just heard about the announcement of the 98 cities that will be developed into smart cities. To talk to us about this, we are joined by Jayjeet Bhattacharya, Partner Infrastructure and Government Services, KPMG. Jayjeet, thanks so much for speaking with us. Now, we spoke to a guest who said that even with existing infrastructure, you can build a smart city. So the kind of money that we're talking for each smart city, at least in the first 20 cities, about 500 crores over 5 years, do you think it's enough? And why haven't local bodies been able to do things, make life better so far? Why will it now be different with a smart city?
Yeah, let me take the first question on whether the money is enough or not. This money is a seed money. The government is not saying that this is the money which will transform the city. All that the government is saying is this is the money which will push the cities towards working towards a more habitable, livable city, which also enables ease of doing business. And therefore, what is it that's expected from this initial funding or seed funding, if I can call it, that's coming from the government, is that each of the cities should be able to go ahead and raise their own funds based on this seed funding. So if a city decides that it has to put up a new water system in because most of our pipelines have leakage of 40 to 50%, well, then that has to be funded by somebody. And that could be a user charge. And if the citizens in that city are having access to that water, then the water should be metered and they should be paying for it. And if that doesn't cover the cost, then either that cost should be increased, the cost of water should be increased, or there should be other mechanisms that the city has to devise to ensure that the water comes in, and as some people say, the lifeline water should be there. So that should be how we should be treating this 500 crores that's coming in every city.
Right, but I still, the question is still there. Why haven't municipal corporations done this so far? Look at Delhi, their debt is so high, they don't have the money to pay salaries to their employees. The Mumbai Municipal Corporation is the richest one, and yet every year there's so much waterlogging. What holds them back?
Absolutely, I think that's a far more pertinent question, and the reason clearly is clarity of the institutional framework that exists for governance in these cities. You took the example of Delhi. Delhi has got 3 mayors. I don't think any of us knows who the 3 mayors are. There are layers and layers of administrative structures. There is a Delhi state government. There is a municipal authority. There is a development authority, which is the Delhi Development Authority. There is a Jal board, and so on and so forth. And all of them have their jurisdiction, and there's very little coordination that's happening between them. And that's one of the reasons, and that's replicated across every city in this country. In many of the cities, we still don't have a municipal corporation to begin with. And that falls at the heart of the question as to why we have not been able to improve our cities. Because, and I'm tying it back to your first question, that if a city requires 10,000 crores to transform, what will 500 crores do? It will probably do nothing in that sense compared to the total amount that's needed. But if it helps in creating the institutional structures, perhaps the SPV that was suggested by the Ministry of Urban Development, and if that SPV allows bankability to happen and is able to get the correct rating to raise funds from the market, is able to raise municipal bonds, if you're able to create a market of municipal bonds, right. Because if 100 cities come in with their own bonds and a separate market gets created, then perhaps we will be able to move towards a situation right. where the city governance is able to raise its finances independently, is able to invest that into the city, right. and is able to get a return from the citizens and the user charges and the taxation from the city to pay back for the money that they've raised from the market.
Right. Jayjeet, Hina also joining in. One quick question. I mean, the kind of level that we are talking about when it comes to building a smart city, the level of services that we are really talking about, the government is aiming to give to the citizens of those particular cities. Would it really mean then it becomes expensive to live in those particular cities? What does it really do to the citizens? They'll have to, of course, pay more for the services. So how does this all really pan out? How do you view this situation?
So that assumption that a smart city will be an expensive city to live in is not necessarily true because that's not really smart. What a smart city means is that I should be able to provide everything that you need in a far more efficient and effective manner, which means that I should not be necessarily turning more expensive. On the other hand, I actually probably will be turning cheaper. Because if I take the water example, if I stop 40% of the water getting wasted, then my cost of the sewage treatment plant, the water treatment plant, the piping, and so on and so forth comes down dramatically. So I should then be able to provide you water at actually lower cost. I should be able to free up land parcels in the city. I should be able to provide, let's say, hoteling facility to startups so that they can come in and at very cheap cost be able to run startup farms and be an innovation hub in the cities. So a smart city does not necessarily mean that it will become an expensive city. It may actually mean that it will become a far more cheaper city to work in. But for sure, what it will definitely mean is a more efficient city to work in, which means that even if it becomes more expensive, because it is more efficient, people will still find it worthwhile to stay in the city and pay for the charges that the city is asking for.
All right, Jaijit, we'll leave it there, but not necessarily that it may become an expensive city to really live in, but certainly it will become an efficient one. So we're also looking forward to it.
We wrap up the show. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit. Coming up next is Bar Lunch.